Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me, Alicia. If this is your first time here, and if not, welcome back. Okay, we are back with a requested video. Someone actually asked me on Instagram on my stories, but I figured it would work better over here since this is more like searchable. I needed a place to hold it. We're going to get into all the apps that I use as a content creator. For those that don't know, of course, I am on YouTube. I also have a small business. I also am on Instagram and TikTok and all the things. So these are just all the apps that are on my phone that allows me to be an efficient and effective content creator. I am going to be looking at my phone quite often to make sure that I am going in order of the apps. So because of that, I do have on my blue light glasses. You guys have heard me talk about Pair Eyewear all the time. Big ups to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Y'all know how I feel about blue light glasses. For me, because I have had LASIK eye surgery, it is absolutely imperative that when I am looking at screens, whether it be TV or computer or laptop, iPhone, whatever, I need to have that shield of protection. So you guys have always seen me wear blue light glasses. Pair was the one who reached out to me and asked me would I be interested, and I was like, yeah, sure. I had never heard of them before, but big ups to them finding me, because I love that I am able to switch out my lenses depending on the vibe. So right now I have on the leopard ones, but if I want to put on a different topper, or if I want to put on the sunglass aspect of it, I am able to change out my glasses depending on the vibe. So because I have on this little cute chic black shirt, I just have on this little cute leopard pair. I'm 99.9% sure that my code is still working, so I will pop up the QR code here. You're welcome to enter my code to get 15% off. I want to say your first pair of eyewear. Whether you have LASIK or not, I just definitely feel that it's important to maintain your eyes. As I said before, I am always looking at screens, whether it is my 9-to-5 corporate job or influencing or small business. So I just want to make sure that my eyes are nice and protected. And when I get 80, I'm not like squinting and having to get like binoculars because I didn't protect my eyes in my 30s and my 40s. So I'll link the QR code for you below. Once again, thanks to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring this portion of the video. Let's get into some of these apps. So we're gonna do the apps that I use for short form content first. First up, the app that I use to edit all of my short form videos is InShot. I love InShot. It's one of the first editing apps that I use. To me, it's a lot easier. I am able to slow down the speed. I am able to add clips a lot easier. I used to use CapCut because it integrated with TikTok, and so they have like all the different templates. But if you have not read the updated terms and conditions for CapCut, I would implore you to either read them or find someone who has basically given an updated for them. Basically, it says that we can use your video anytime, anywhere, and you can't say anything about it. So because of that reason, I went back over to InShot, and it's just been easier. I have been trying to play with edits for a while, but because I edit everything on my phone, a lot of people will shoot content on their phone and then they'll upload it to their computer and they'll edit it on Final Cut Pro or Adobe. I do everything, especially short form, on my phone, and for me, InShot is one of my favorite and easiest apps that I can use to do short form editing. Once again, easy, simple, straightforward. Now, I can't remember the prices of some of these apps. I know most of them you do have to like pay for an upgraded version. So as I'm editing, I will put the details over here. Also, all the apps that I am using are available on the iPhone and the Android. So that is a good plus whether you have an iPhone or you use the Google Store. Is that what that is? I don't know. I'm team iPhone, but I will put the details up here. So all the videos that I use to edit short form videos, I use InShot. Okay, next up, I get this question all the time, especially if I am posting my Insta stories and they're kind of like laid out really cutely, or if I am posting a weekend breadcrumbs and I have this photo and this video going and I have like text on everything. They're just like, oh my gosh, what app are you using to do that? Unfold. Unfold is my absolute favorite app for my Insta stories. I am able to create different templates. I am able to create different projects. For example, I do the book club Insta stories, and it's the same exact setup. It's just with different pictures and videos every month. I go in literally and save those stories, and I'll call it book club. And then every month that I go in, I can just change out the media, change out the photos and the videos, and I'm able to immediately post it. I also love that I can post directly to the story, so I don't have to create the Insta story, download it to my phone, and then upload it. They did a couple of updates, not the most recent one, but a couple of different updates to where now you can go from the Unfold app straight to the Insta story. And that's if I'm posting an IG story, most of the time it came from Unfold first. All of my travel, a lot of times, you guys know I do not travel or I do not post in real time. So if I am, for instance, in Chicago, that night I was able to go in, create a project. They're called projects. Create a project that says Chicago Day 1. Go ahead and add all the stories that I wanted to add and just have it saved in there. So when it comes time for me to leave and I want to post, I don't have to try to find all of the content back from day 1 that I want to post. I can go in the Unfold app, go to my project day 1, and then that can go straight to my IG story. So the Unfold app for me has been a lifesaver, especially when I am shooting content for brands. And you guys know, like, you'll shoot a content for a brand, you'll submit it, and it could take weeks for them to respond back. So when they say, hey, it's approved, I don't want to have to go find it in my camera roll because I have a lot of photos and videos on my phone. I don't want to have to go through my camera roll to try to find that. I can go in my Unfold app, look at the project that says Macy's, and I'll do normally like Macy's times Alicia, or like Macy's, and I'll do the name of the campaign, and it's all there, and all of the hashtags and all the stuff is done correctly, and I can just upload that to the Insta story. Speaking of Instagram stories, another app that I use, not so much now, but I still use it very heavily, and that is Cut Story. Cut Story does nothing for me but cuts the stories down to the minute that I want them to be. And so let's just say I am shooting something for a brand, and I'm sitting down talking about the different things that I wanted in the story. A lot of brands were like, we don't want the story more than 30 seconds. But my long video, even after I've sent it into InShot, I've edited it, this video is like 1 minute and 25 seconds. I know that full story, I'm not going to be able to upload it all the way into Instagram stories because they only allow for 1 minute. What I'll do is I'll take that 1:30 and like video, I'll take it over to Cut Story, and I'll say, hey, I need you to cut it. And they have different ones that are already like preset. They say, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Or you can do a custom one. Like if I know that the brand only wants like 2 different frames, I will have them cut it in half. So I have it do about 45 seconds each. And it's easier. It's one of those like easy, simple things. I don't have to worry about like properly editing it correctly in InShot to only pick up this 15 minutes and not this 15. I can go ahead and edit the Instagram story as a whole and then take it over to Cut Story and have them do a quick cut, and it'll save it individually in my phone, and then I'll take those individual ones and pop them over to Unfold, so it is already there sitting and just waiting for approval. But Cut Story has been a haven for me, especially not so much now. It was especially back then when Instagram stories was like 15 seconds. And then I was definitely having to use it a lot more. Now that Instagram story is 1 minute long, the only time I really have to use it is if a brand says, hey, we don't want the story frames to be more than 30 seconds long. Okay, got it. So then I'll go in, make it 30 seconds, have Cut Story, do all that, and then upload it to Unfold. So doesn't get as much love now, but when I need it, it definitely comes in handy. Okay, and then one of the last apps that I use as like short form, which doesn't really get that much use now because I'm not really doing a lot of picture content, but before that was Retouch. And it really more so was to get stuff out of my photo. A lot of times if me and William are like going out and we're shooting in the wild and there's like dirty concrete or someone in the background, or if I have like this neutral picture and there's this like big red car in the background, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. I don't use it so much now because iPhone has their version of cleanup. I still sometimes will reference the Retouch app more than iPhone, because sometimes iPhone don't get rid of it and then make it look not obvious. Like the iPhone will get rid of a rock and it'll just be blurry. No, I need you to mimic what's around to make it look like it was never there. And for that, like, I love the Retouch app. As I said before, I don't really use it that often because a lot of my content now is very video heavy. But in those instances when I am taking photos and I need them to get out of my photo, or I need the concrete not to look like it has gone through trials and tribulations, I will use the Retouch app. So those are the different ones that I use for short form content. Let's do a quick veer to the right to do some apps for my small business, and then we'll go over to YouTube. Okay, the other app that we use for our small business, which has been a haven. Okay, it's any newsletter that you've gotten, any graphic, any design, I use Canva. I honestly use Canva for almost everything except for short form. I don't really use Canva on Insta stories or anything like that, but I do use it on YouTube, and we'll get to that, but I definitely use it in the small business. All the newsletters that Kiosha creates and sends to you guys on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, it is through the Canva app. When I get the pictures that we use for our website in from our vendor, I'll pop them in the Canva app, make them look a little bit better, a little brighter, change the background, do whatever. All of that is done through the Canva app. I have so I created the business one, so I have a team. Actually, yes, I do. When I say I don't use the Canva app for anything, I have a virtual assistant that I find, and I'll get to where I find my team at. But I have a virtual assistant, and she uses Canva. So all of these collages that you have been seeing, if you follow me on LTK, all these different collages that you're seeing, whether it's like my Zara favorites, my H&M, yada yada, she uses Canva to create all of those. So if I have just purchased something from H&M, I forward her over the receipt. She sees it. She'll go into H&M. She'll find the different pictures. She'll create the collage. She'll post it. She'll schedule it. All that kind of stuff. She lives and breathes in Canva. So I guess we do use it for short form with an asterisk because we use it for affiliate marketing. So Canva is definitely a haven for her. That's the only thing that she uses right now, and it's definitely something for our small business. For those that are asking, we use Shopify for our store. I feel like Shopify has become a monopoly because Shopify was like nowhere around, or wasn't even thought of. Okay, not thought of. I didn't know of Shopify 7 years ago, and now it's like everybody's store is through Shopify. So we do use Shopify as for our small business. And as I said before, Canva is a haven for us to get all of those graphics and newsletters and all the things. Okay, moving right along to YouTube. I don't have that many, but I do have a couple. First things first, like I said, Canva. So all of these lovely thumbnails that you guys see on the front of my videos, I use Canva for those. Canva is, if you do not have Canva and you are a creator, I would implore you to make room in your budget to be able to afford it, because it makes your life so much easier. If I want to do a different YouTube thumbnail, I can do travel YouTube thumbnail, and all these different templates will pop up. I have heard of a lot of creators that are creating their own templates and getting paid for it. I no. I would rather just hop off somebody else's. What I will say is I never do it like one for one. So if I do see like a travel vlog thumbnail that I like, I will take it, I'll download it, and then I'll kind of like make it my own. Also, the intro that you guys just saw about 17 minutes ago, the outro that you're going to see in about 10 minutes, the QR code that I always have at the bottom of my video, the AG that you guys always see in the corner of my videos, all of that is done with Canva. All of that is done with Canva. And it might seem like a lot as I'm pointing to, north, south, east, west. It's easy. The QR code, it's easy. It's made my life easier. I hear that it's made your life a lot easier. So instead of being able to go to click on 20 different links in my description, you click on one link and it takes you everywhere. You can scan the QR code if you're watching me on the television. Hey y'all. Hey TV y'all. How you doing? It just makes life so much easier. This ABG up here, that is a logo that I can create and do a transparent background so it sits up there. You guys see, like I said, the thumbnails. It just makes it so much easier. So Canva is a huge part of my YouTube to make things a lot easier, to make things like pop and make these cute little thumbnails. I also use Canva. If you guys follow the Sister Sessions podcast, that is also the place that I use to do our thumbnails. So Canva, she's doing her big thing. You know, we are very appreciative for Canva. Okay, and then when it comes to editing, so you guys know that I have a editor for Thursday videos, and then I edit the Sunday videos myself. So the app that I use to edit the videos myself is FEDORA. Maybe I'll pop up the logo here. That has been the only editing app that I have used since I moved out of Windows Media Player. And that's how long ago it was. You guys remember when there used to be like an editing software, like a free version on Windows? That's what I used. And then when they stopped doing that on the laptops, I said, I need something. And FEDORA came around and I absolutely love it. Some people compare it to Final Cut Pro. To me, it's easy for me to edit. It's simple, it's straightforward. I did buy the license, so you have the opportunity to like buy the license outright, or you can pay for it monthly, semi-annually, or annually. I don't know. I waited, like I bought it, I want to say I bought it monthly until around, there was always some sale around Black Friday, Cyber Monday where you can buy the license, and that's what I did. So I own the system, and then if I want to like upgrade, I have that option. But it's easy, simple, straightforward for me. I love it. Also, my videos on Sunday aren't that complex. As you can see, it's me sitting down and it's just basically me deciding what to take out because I'm talking too much. So something simple and straightforward is what I use. Now, when it comes time to the Thursday videos, as I said before, I hired an editor. And you remember a couple of minutes ago, I said I have a virtual assistant. I found my team on Fiverr. Also, the editor that we use for our podcast, I find them on Fiverr. And I will shout Fiverr to the top of my lungs because for me, I like to find good quality people that don't charge you out the wazoo because of this, of where they think your coins are, depending on your audience, your reach, how far you are. Like, I don't need you to charge me extra just because you think I'm a successful creator. I need you to charge me the same rate that you charge little Susan that's just now coming up. And what I have seen in a lot of the editing and virtual assistant spaces is that they don't do that. And it wasn't until like I have the editor that I've had for years, and I was talking to friends like Fashion Week and around Fashion Week and around Essence Festival. They were just like telling me how much they were paying for their editors, and I was like, well, I don't pay that. I pay X amount per video. They're just like, huh, say what? I was like, yeah, they were paying hundreds per video. And I'm like, if you're paying this editor $700, $600 per video, and you have 4 videos a month, that's $2,500. How much money are you getting from YouTube? It's like barely enough to make it to pay the bills. Make it make sense. I absolutely love my editor. Like I said, since I've been vlogging, since I've been like, okay, y'all, I'm gonna take this serious, and I've been consistent. So at least since COVID, I've had the exact same editor. Love her down, love her team. If I need something turned around within 24 hours, she has it for me. She has the understanding when it comes to like my music. She has the vibe. The music that I do use, once again, quick note, I use Epidemic Sound. So I bought the license, and that way she is able to take whatever music that she has that I have off of that site to be able to put it in my vlogs. We're here, okay? We're here. 2 toes locked in, never let go. Love her. I just recently also, like I said, hired a virtual assistant for me to help me grow my LTK platform, to be able to link things when I am on the road or if I'm traveling and I don't have time to. She has been a great haven for me. And as I said before, when we decided to announce sister sessions, I think I edited maybe the first 2 podcasts, and I came to them and I said, if we don't have the money to hire an editor, I quit. I'm not doing this. I said, I don't edit my own videos. I said, I can edit a 30 to 45 minute video. Yeah, of course. On the podcast, you have 3 different videos, and we have to mesh them together so that this sound works with it. I'm not doing that. I was like, you know what? Don't worry. I will find an editor. I will find one within our budget, and we can just split it 3 ways, because I absolutely cannot do this. I do not have hours a week to be able to edit. Found her on Fiverr. So with the exception of Kiosha, the rest of my team is all on Fiverr, and I just could not be more happy. All right, so guys, that is the apps that I use to run all the different aspects. I feel like it runs everything except for my corporate 9-to-5 job. And in that, I just use my calendar. Just simply, that's I'm not going to get into all the different apps we use over there because we'll be another 26 minutes. So those are the apps that I use. I will link them below, and I also put them in the QR code. Hopefully I also put the pricing below. I will have to say, for those that are just starting off as a content creator, I would not be discouraged. This is my 7th year into creating content, and I feel like you just get better and better every year. The only thing that I can just tell you to is to just start and be consistent, and you'll eventually learn over time. So I hope this was beneficial and useful. Like I said, a lot of people were asking me about it, and I figured it's a lot easier to put it on here than have a 27-minute video on my Instagram. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have made it here, you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. And I'm going to catch you guys Thursday, 7 o'clock. Later.